is Sunday, February 1st, 2026. The time is 1:13 p.m. And I titled this Shakur gives racist Teofimo a reality check. And a lot of people probably like, what do I mean? I mean, if you're a boxing fan, or if you even casually watch boxing, you should know the history and the background of not only what Teofimo Lopez said, but his man's Ryan Garcia. But Ryan Garcia is not up for discussion in this one. And I made a short last night talking about Cameron and Mace. And in my short talking about Cameron and Mace, about how they brought Teofimo Lopez on their platform and had no clue. They have no clue of how Teofimo Lopez sees black people. But I'm gonna play it for you. I'm gonna play Teofimo's thoughts, and this is partially what got stuff started. But check this out.
Interest you more, Javante Davis or Terrence Crawford?
Whichever monkey wants to get the banana.
Okay, all right. So whoever you don't care which one of them you fight.
Nah, they say they gorillas. I'm a lion. I eat them. Let's go.
All right.
Whichever monkey, I'll play it again for you one more time if you didn't hear it.
Interest you more, Javante Davis or Terrence Crawford?
Whichever monkey wants to get the banana.
Okay, all right. So whoever you don't care which one of them you fight.
Nah, they say they gorillas. I'm a lion. I eat them. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, so he started by saying whichever monkey gets the banana, and then he doubled down and insulted Terrence Crawford. And I'm gonna read you this article. I'm gonna just read you this passage. And this article breaks down the whole history behind him and his father, Teofimo Lopez, that got hands put on him by a fighter for his racist tropes, right? But I'm gonna read this little passage to you real quick. I know this is going to cause some friction. All right. Well, fuck you, Crawford. You a monkey to me right now. And fuck it. It is what it is. It's the fight game. Okay? Now, the reason I brought up Cameron and Mace, because I gotta set the table before I get into this. And just listen to them. And what I want you to pay attention to is the energy. And this is from There it is what it is page. So you can go directly to it. And I think you can look around the 28 minute mark if you don't want to sit through the entire interview. And this is the one it's entitled, it's from maybe like a year ago, and it's titled Teofimo Lopez Attacks Everybody. So this is from the Come and Talk to Me, Cam and Mace. But listen to this as they have Teofimo Lopez on.
From the guy that was TBE.
Floyd did that? You can't. How you got proof?
Yeah, man. Look, there's a lot of things. This is Floyd's town though. This is city. You know what I'm saying? So but he Money Mayweather for a reason.
Yo, what you meant when you told you could get? What you meant when you said you could kill somebody and get away with it?
When I say that?
Oh, I thought that's what I'm asking my man who love you. I thought you said that and you said that some monkey shit he's telling me right now. I told him you on the show.
Oh yeah.
Monkeys too.
Yeah.
Nah. See, that's why everybody be pulling that out of context.
That's what I'm asking. Listen, I didn't know you was on the show. I'm trying to get everything that my friends love about you.
Nah, I love that. Nah, for sure. Look, so there's 3 words that we can't say in any industry, right? And I think we all know that. However, what I just did right
what
there.
What are those 3 words?
I ain't saying it because one thing about me, there is always a line. There's always a line. You know what I'm saying? I learned that from Tupac and all the other greats out there. So,
And real quick, what does Tupac have to do with this? We're gonna break this down on how they finesse you and play in your own face. But what does Tupac even have to do with this? But we're gonna continue.
Press that. But all I did, man, was just hit a right on the belt line. Just punch on the belt line. It wasn't illegal. You know what I'm saying? And that's
What you call a monkey?
Yeah, he was talking pause about monkeys and bananas and everything.
Yeah, for real.
I was gonna get to that.
Then they texted me because I ain't, like I said, I didn't know, bro. This is a surprise me on the show. I had all my shit lined up. We've been talking about T. I ain't know you call black niggas monkeys.
Nah. Chill.
And I want you to pay attention to the energy. I want you to pay attention to Cam and Mason's energy. Now listen to Cam laughing, right? He ain't bothered by this.
Hey, and even then, man, I'll tell you, like, it's truthfully.
You clear it up. That's why you here.
That's why I know. For sure. So this is what it is, really. When it came to it, I gotta press them in any avenue. They don't want to fight me. And that the two guys that I was saying with Javante Davis and Terrence Crawford, but I was just talking about them too. I ain't talking about the bunch. And to clarify it more, Javante Tank Davis calls himself a gorilla, an ape, right? So I'm just referring back to everything that has been told. But the fact that I guess we're talking about when it comes to the skin complexion, then maybe it's foul. But I'm not on that at all. Like at all. I'm just tagging two guys. If everybody want to be in that two guy lane, that's between y'all. But I'm just focusing on two fighters right now. And if they can't get at me, then we gotta figure another way and move on.
So you basically was pressing their buttons to try to get a fight.
Exactly. Especially after Canelo's fight, we got into it. I was walking down, I was going to the ringside, and I just felt like this aura of someone watching me. And I turned, it's Crawford. I'm like, okay, yo. So when we gonna fight? I ain't gonna let someone sucker me.
And we almost finished. We almost finished. I just want y'all to listen to this.
It's not like that.
And he mushed you, right?
Nah, yeah. So he pointed, and he tagged me in my face like this. I smacked his hand down, and then by that time, you had the police on top, all the security holding me down, not him, but holding me down. I just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like the moment you put hands on me, that's it. Now we got to. I don't care. I really don't give up. I just don't. I don't. Like, if you saying you the best, and then he said, well, I want to fight you outside. I said, why? You scared the whole world gonna see me beat you? That's why. I'm only one weight class above. That's it. I'm only one weight class. He got to go up two more. I'm just saying, man. It's like the Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran all over again in this modern day era.
Almost finished.
If you guys like boxing, wouldn't you want to see that? No. And or wouldn't you want to see those fighters that are great shut me the fuck up, knock me out, and y'all can put it on the memes? You know what I'm saying? And then say this is what happens when you racist. Like that, good for me, yo. We gonna fight. This is
exactly what will happen too.
Hey, you know what? And the only way we sign and we see what happens.
So more of the story is you called them two niggas monkeys.
Exactly. More of the story is that. That was it.
Where do you rate yourself? Where do you rate yourself as pound for pound? But
and you see, he just totally dismisses it. But see, Cameron and I had somebody in my short that I made about this, and he told me that I jumped the gun because I played the interview when Cameron was going off on Shakur Stevenson. When he's going off on Shakur Stevenson, matter of fact, let me play it for you. I can play it for you real quick. And the reason I'm setting it up like this because I want you to pay attention to the energy. What I'm pointing out is the energy. This is why we have Stephen A. Smiths. Because hang on. Hey, remember the time Cameron was beefing with Shakur Stevenson and decided to say this?
Come on, if you want to impress me, step up and wait. Fight Teofimo in Newark so he can knock your head to Irvington, nigga. Fuck are you talking about, nigga? You ain't impressing nobody with all this Twitter talk, nigga. All this wild Twitter talk you talking. Who are you talking about? Secondly, let's get out. And that was firstly. Let's get the secondly.
Well, that's true. Age where. And Check that out. Check his beef out. Check it out when he goes at it with Clarissa Shields. Check it when he goes at it with Shakur Stevens. I mean, he's talking about smacking the fire to Shakur and I do this. But when you got somebody that called black people monkeys, you all laugh and smile and say, basically, you just calling them two niggas monkeys. Then you sit there and you let him play in your face talking about he learned this from Tupac. Learn what from Tupac? What does Tupac even have to do that? But that's what they do. I have an old video when I said Ryan Garcia exposing weak black males. Because when Ryan Garcia went on his racist nigger rant, the first person there was forgiven was Deion Sanders Jr. Yeah, you know Ryan ain't racist. I tell you, Ryan ain't racist. But that Willie Lynch tip in our back make us be ready to go. Oh, we ready to crash out. Oh, I slap this. Oh, he gonna do this to Shakur. You making sure you put down and say Shakur Stevenson is boring. You trolling him. This is how this man feed his family. I listened to Shannon Sharp talk about how he wouldn't pay for Shakur Stevenson fight because that ain't what he want to see. And when I hear people like that, they want to watch CTE. They want to watch people to the fact that they can't play with their children. They want to watch people get beat to oblivion or poke for their entertainment. To watch what Shakur Stevenson masterfully did last night during that match, I loved every second of it. Because I've been riding with Shakur since he first started. Because I see something different in that young man. And standing to myself, sometimes you gotta put yourself in harm's way. Says who? It's called boxing, not knockout. If it was called knockout, absolutely. That's what it would be. Absolutely, we'll say that. But notice I don't hear them say Teofimo Lopez is boring. I don't hear them say anything. And to listen to how they just simply laugh and give Teofimo Lopez not only a pass, but to let him come into their house and not even know, to be ignorant, to have that type of person in your personal space. And that's how they get us every time. The person that was under my comments, and they're emotional, so I'm not gonna respond to you guys' comment past a certain point, especially when you come in emotionally led. Yes, we all are talking about our opinions and our feelings on a certain topic or a certain issue. But it's when you lead with what you feel and you have no logic. We give everybody a pass to disrespect us, to disrespect our women, to disrespect everything with us. But the first thing we do in this gender war, we say we don't take no disrespect from each other. I ain't gonna allow no 304 to play in my face, but you'll allow a racist to play in your face. And you sit up there and laugh. So basically, you was just saying that to get the fight. Yeah. You know, I didn't know you was out here calling black niggas monkeys. They're not even intelligent enough to have this type of conversation. Just simply entertainers. And we don't have enough pride within ourselves to even be like, nah, that's out of pocket. You double down your support. And the person in my comments said that he just sided with Teofimo to spite Shakur. That's plausible. But that is how we'll get gobbled up. Do you actually think when it comes down to it, they'll side with us? See, Ryan Garcia know he can get away with that. Teofimo know he can get away with that and then he hides behind it and say, I'm gonna call you monkey. I'm gonna call you whatever I want. I'm gonna call you a monkey because it's the fight game. I'm gonna hide behind I'm antagonizing and I'm selling a fight. Because this is the fight game. If you have a problem, then that's on you. It's not on me. I'm just talking about those two. I'm not talking about the rest of you blacks. It's just those two. I like the rest of you, but those two, I see those two as monkeys. Oh, let me double down and gaslight you and project and reverse around and say, oh, don't Tank Davis, who I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan of Tank, especially with what he got going on. But Teofimo says, well, Javante calls himself a gorilla, so I'm just throwing it back in his face. And we allowed him to play in our face. It's cool. Because they understand the science. They understand that most blacks will forgive and won't even pay it no attention. Because it's all about money. It's all about the green. And when we call somebody green, what are we saying about them? And that's what, when you so focused on the green, that's what it makes you. That I appreciate my boy Shakur putting hands on him. Shakur, you fought a masterful fight, young man. You fought a masterful fight, and you keep fighting that style so you can play with your children down the line. You ain't gotta damn near die in the ring and take an ass whooping to get nobody respect. The object is to not get hit. The object is to not get hit, not put yourself in harm's way. And it's really BS to watch, because everybody can have their critique. I ain't tripping on Shannon's critique. But what I trip on is how they can critique and say, hey, this person ain't for me. Fine, that's totally their opinion. But when it comes to one Shakur Sanders, if somebody was to say, yo, I wouldn't pay to see that, they would fly off the handle. What you mean is this and that. Well, people, fair game. You can say whatever you want to say. But the same way that young man feed his family, Shakur feed his family like that. He feed his family with that boring style. With that boring match. Y'all want to see these brothers jacked up. Can't hardly speak. Need assistance everywhere they go, and you can say, "Oh, that's a legend." He gave it all. Yeah, he gave it all to the game. He gave it all to people that's ungrateful. That if they lose one fight, you'll write them off and treat them like Earl Spence. Because somehow now y'all think the name of boxing is to go undefeated and to stick your head out there and let them and go back and forth like we watching Rocky and Clubber Lang. He put on a masterful clinic. And he gave that racist a reality check. Now let's see if he continue with all this monkey talk and keep going on and on. And that bullshit apology that he tried to give, save it. Nobody wants to hear it. No stand-up black person want to hear that bullshit apology Teofimo tried to give at the end. It's not sincere. But I want you, and the only reason, like I said, again, before I land the plane and get off, peep the energy. Whenever Cam and Mace gonna get into it with theirs, watch how brolic they become. Whenever it's a situation dealing with racism and people disrespecting us, watch how understanding they are. Cam will be a little bit more aggressive. But that's when Mace is gonna become a pastor right now. But appreciate that, Shakur. You put on a masterful fight.